Hot stock right now is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. I would let the price fall a little bit until the PE gets a little tiny bit lower. However, we're going to talk a lot about Tim Cook's baby today. Apple's earnings report a couple of weeks ago, there were some red flags. One red flag was China. China sales are down year over year, which makes sense. Everybody's China sales are down year over year. You have Google right now, who is trying to manufacture their most recent Pixel phone will be manufactured in India. So people are moving away from China. Second of all, their iPhone 15 sales were flat. There's really nothing in the iPhone 15 that's much different than the 14 outside of maybe some camera adjustments, and they focus on speed in their most recent advertising campaign. So that really hasn't persuaded investors and got anybody excited. Their sales were somewhat flat. Their wearables sales were down, which is pretty common for wearables. I mean, I don't think that's their biggest segment. Their biggest segments are phones and their app store, but their wearables are down. The other big concern in the earnings call was the lack of talk about AI. Pretty well that word right now increases your stock price by $5 a share. Tim Cook is somebody who is not going to come out and say AI and talk about new products until they're ready. He doesn't want to stress out his HR team. It's pretty obvious he's always been this way. It has been his MO to not announce something, and he did say this on the earnings call. I'm not going to announce something that I don't know yet, or I'm not going to announce something that's a maybe or something that we're working on, because I don't want to have unrealistic timelines and then it's not right. You just go back and look at all of the historical Apple releases. The product or service is ready for market. It's not something that they're rushing and throwing it together and then there's mistake after mistake. And Google are going through this right now. You look at Google's most recent reports about AI, they talked a lot about it. This happened last year too, where they came out with Bard and it wasn't ready and there was a few issues. Then they had to take it down for a little while. The same thing is happening right now with Gemini. There were some deep face issues, and their CEO early last week, came out and said, hey, we made a mistake. We're gonna have to potentially shut this down for a little bit and work out some kinks. Apple doesn't want that to happen. Apple understands that Microsoft is in the pole position in AI right now. They are ahead of everybody. They've accepted that. But they did say in the earnings call that probably towards the end of the year, which towards the end of the year is when their most recent iPhone is going to be coming out. I can almost guarantee that the iPhone 16 is going to be a generational item. Now, am I working for Apple? No. Am I in Silicon Valley? No. But I got a feeling that they are going to put a lot of resources into this particular phone. They just shut down their EV division, and the reason why is because they realize EVs are lower margin. They'll let Tesla, they'll let Fisker, they'll let Rivian go and battle it out for the 9% margins. They want to focus on items that are higher margin. They're going to focus on developing their AI products. They're going to move all their HR from the EV segment over to the AI sector or segment, whatever you want to call it. So I got a feeling that they're preparing something big. Here's some other, what I would call tailwinds for the company. One, their revenues have increased year over year. Their margins are in the mid 40s. Because this is a fantastic company. Don't let the lack of AI use or China sales or wearables being down really hurt you. They did get slapped with a $2 billion lawsuit that I think they're going to lose. I think today there was a report on it today. I think they might have lost that court case, so they'll have to pay out to either Spotify or one of these brands, something to do with copywriting. I'd have to go back. I will put the link to this article in the description below so you guys can read more about that. That is just a blip on the radar. I feel that Apple will fix this, and their app store is very profitable. They're going through some hiccups right now with it based on copywriting and so on and so forth, but I don't think that's going to last forever. And like Carl Icahn says, most things are overblown in the investing space and in the equity space. So I feel that is going to be overblown, and Apple has a lot of tailwinds. Again, margins are great. I think that their next products will be really, really good in a generative AI sense. I just think they're just going to wait a little bit longer to make sure that they're done right. And I also think that a tailwind is their new headset, the Vision Pro. I think this is going to be a really cool product. I haven't worn it yet. They released it. It's very expensive. I think it's a couple of $1,000s to own. They're going after more of a business segment with the Vision Pro right away. I would imagine that eventually it'll be in every personal home, but they're trying to sell it, and the real demographic that they're going for is the business community. I haven't seen it. They launched it right the day after their earnings call a couple weeks ago. They had it in some of their flagship stores in New York and LA, bigger centers. So I think that that product is going to be a very good product for Apple moving forward. Along with their iPhone 16, I'm excited to see what they do with that phone and any of their products in the future. Apple still does have a lot of products that relate to AI. If I said, hey, SIRI to my cell phone and told it a command, like call my friend, it would do so. And that's the thing about Apple. They have a lot of products that are already using AI. When you text people, it already has an idea of what you want to say before you say it, and so on. So I just believe that this company is going to recover. I think that right now all the negatives are overblown with it. I would invest in it. I would like to see the price drop a little bit more. I still think it's a little bit overvalued in a sense that, okay, I'm probably paying a little bit too much. I can get in at a better price point. But if you get in the 150s or the 160s per share USD, I think that you're getting a bargain. I really, really do. And in Canada, if you're looking at investing in Apple in Canada, my recommendation will be APLY, ticker symbol APLY on the TSX. That is an ETF that'll pay us 78 cents a share, and it's trading around $24 a share right now. It's kind of like getting in on a CDR, where you can buy a American company in Canada and you don't have to worry about the currency. It's already currency hedged. So definitely something to think about. Check out my recent videos. I talk about ASE Semiconductor in a recent video. That company has really done well since. If you had invested when you watched that video back when it was in the trading in the 7s, you would be in the 9s and the high, or actually in the low 10s right now per share. So go back and take a look at my previous videos. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. This stuff takes time, and I want to provide the best possible insights. I am an MBA graduate from Florida State University, and I love talking stocks. Feel free to comment if you want me to do a review on any company. I will, and I'm done.